You guys see her on Total Divas. You see her wrestling now. You hear her on Covino and Rich. Let's welcome Eva Marie.
Hey. Thank you, boys. Thank you.
Can we call you Natalie Eva Marie or just Eva Marie? What do you prefer?
Eva Marie, that's what everyone calls her, right?
Yeah, everyone calls me Eva. Some people call me Natalie. My full name's Natalie Eva Marie, so whatever floats your boat. But
What does your hubby call you? What's your pet name?
Oh.
We won't call you that because that's creepy.
Dumpling.
But I'm wondering.
Dumpling.
Sugar whoopie
Actually,
dumpling
no.
buns?
My pet name is Boots.
Boots.
Hey, Boots.
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 What do you call him?
I call him Boots. Like that's our
Boots.
little.
Both back and forth. Oh, Spot.
Hey,
What
Boots.
does
Boots.
Spot call his wife? Poopy or something?
Poop.
Poop.
Oh no.
Our producer calls his wife. They call each other poop, back and forth.
Hey, Poop.
Hey, Poops.
Anyway, guys, if you want to follow us at AllRedEva. For those of you who don't know, you must live under a rock, but she's the diva with the red hair, the bright red hair, and like you stand out, man. Like, can you go anywhere without people being like, "Oh yeah, there she is. It's definitely her. It's her. It's her."
There's no confusion.
Right.
That's true. That's a good thing.
It is.
That's kind of why I had to do the all red everything.
Yeah,
know?
you own it. You own
I
that.
do.
Anyone else is an imposter at
That's
this point.
right.
It's true. It's
I
like,
agree.
Well, you and
You know
like
what?
Ronald McDonald. No.
No.
If he went long.
No.
If he went long.
If Ronald
No.
McDonald let his hair down,
If he grew his hair out.
that's terrible.
That is terrible.
No, but if he
But you know what?
decided to
Maybe it's a wrestling thing because we've talked about this with the Hulkster,
Yeah.
and he always claimed that he was the most recognizable person on earth, and I believed it because really,
Wow.
honestly, when you think about it,
Well, no. There's a weird like unwritten stat. It's Muhammad Ali,
Mickey Mouse,
and Hulk Hogan.
that was an older stat, but
Yeah.
it said that honestly, in a third world country, someone could probably say, "Oh yeah, that's Hulk Hogan," because
For sure.
who would see Hulk Hogan and not know?
But that's because he always looks the same.
Yeah.
You know? From his hair to his little mustache to
Absolutely.
like his.
Yeah.
But once he did the yellow and red thing, that was it. You know, there's no mistake in the Hulkster. So there had to be that moment for you where, because you naturally have like black hair,
Yeah,
right?
jet black.
There had to be a moment in your life where this happened. I do
Yeah.
want to hear that story. And you're
Okay.
like, this is it. This is the look, and this is who I am now. Tell us about that.
Well, in season 1 of Total
Yeah.
Divas, when I first came on board at WWE, I was, brand new newbie, and WWE was like, you know what, Eva, we need you to go blonde, platinum blonde, because at the time there was a lot of girls that had brunette hair.
Right.
So they didn't want me to get, mixed in between and just forgotten about. So I was like, oh, gosh, I can't really go blonde. I was blonde in high school.
I was say you had done blonde already, right?
I did. I'm
Okay.
Mexican Italian. Blonde just doesn't work with me.
By the way, that's what I am too.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah, Mexican
Hey.
Italian. Yeah.
There we
So you should maybe if you went with the red hair, you could see the characteristics.
Yeah, maybe I should go with it.
There,
all red everything.
there you go.
I
You,
should
you
go
can
with it.
steal my gimmick.
I'll do it. I'll be the radio. I'll be the radio guy that can't be mistaken. Oh yeah, the guy with the red
Yes.
hair.
You come out, it's like a bit. You're like the heel that comes out. You're like, I'm your twin brother. You never knew about.
How cool would that be? Well, anyway, yeah, we'll talk more about that. So anyway,
Okay.
go ahead. So
So then, WWE was like, can you please go platinum blonde? I thought about it and I was like, there's no way that I can do it. But at the time, I was super stoked that I even got the job.
Right.
And so they said before I went out to WrestleMania in New York, they had me put some red streaks in my hair. No problem. I show up, they see it and they're like, absolutely not. Like, it doesn't even look anything different at all.
They weren't impressed.
No,
Okay.
It
whatsoever.
was like when a girl gets her hair done and she's
How's
like,
it look?
"How does it look?" You're like, "Oh, it changed."
Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. They were like, what did you do?
You didn't even notice.
You
Did
didn't
you
know.
even do anything?
Yeah.
So they ended up taking me to a salon in New York and started stripping my hair color because I was going to go blonde. And in mid-process, and you see it on season 1 of Total Divas, it was like this orangey, not good. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do it. And at the time, I was listening to Rihanna's album, I think Loud.
yeah,
And I was like, you know what?
and that was your shit.
That was my shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go Rihanna Red. Let's do it.
Oh, so that
And
was the inspiration.
That was the
Does she
inspiration.
know that?
I need to shout out Rihanna wherever you are. I need to meet you because you're my inspiration.
You'd never met her?
Never.
So you never even got a chance to tell her? She's got to know you. She's got to be aware. I'm sure she's seen
If
it.
Rihanna knows me, oh my goodness,
I'm sure
I will,
she does.
I will be a
Fuck,
happy.
you don't think-
I mean, you don't think she's seen you in some moment?
I would like to
You
hope
don't think
so.
she watches E? Of course she does.
I don't know. The girl's busy. She's on tour.
Yeah, but
She's killing
of
it.
course. That must bug you out then because you're kind of playing the humble card. Is it?
That's
is it-
right. Yes.
He hates this
Yeah.
I like Rihanna, but this song sucks. I hate this song. This song is dude.
You think it's lazy sounding?
It's lazy. I get it. But I like
Don't
Rihanna.
hate on my girl.
Yeah, I don't want you to body slam me or
Yeah,
anything like that. I'm not gonna
exactly.
start.
I'm like,
But you gotta assume that a lot of the celebrities you grew up admiring, they know who you are at this point. If they don't, then they're lame, and who cares about them anyway? Right?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
I like you thinking like that, but
It's good thinking.
Yeah,
Definitely,
that is.
because you stand out. Like you said, there's a lot of brunettes, and they're like, oh, I don't know. Oh, the one with the red hair? Yeah, I know her.
There
They
you
gotta
go.
at least know that reference point.
And at the time, I did not think like doing red was gonna be such a great business choice at the time. It was just like I needed to make some type of statement, and I definitely didn't want to go blonde. And then I did red, and then thank God for one of my best friends. He does hair and makeup, and Jose Martinez is the one that created this all red everything.
The look.
So, and when we were doing it together, I had no idea that it was going to be this big of a hit,
Right. Well, Jose's the man, right? This is his name, Jose Martinez?
Yeah, he's sitting right over there.
Jose.
Holler!
I mean, hey, we should be applauding you. But you can't give him all the credit because, not everybody could pull it off, right?
Well,
You're
thank
obviously
you.
beautiful
Thank
and in
you.
shape, and it's the whole package, the whole look.
We talked to someone recently, and you never know what's going to be the thing that makes you popular or pop, right? And
Right.
probably your whole life you never thought like, oh, my identity, like
Never.
never in your life you're like, oh, I'm going to be a WWE
Never.
superstar.
Never.
And my gimmick and what's going to make me stand out is that I'm going to be the hot chick with the bright red hair. That probably never dawned on you ever.
No, and even when I went red initially, I was like, "Oh no, I think this is just like the worst idea ever. I think this might like tank me."
Yeah, but the whole image itself is hard upkeep. That's hard work in
Oh my
itself. Aside
gosh.
from like all the wrestling stuff,
Yeah.
you got to figure the dyeing of the hair
Yes.
all the time because your hair's black.
Well, that's where the all red everything hashtag came from, because at first it was a joke.
Right.
Because when I first dyed my hair red, well, actually, even to this day, but everything turned red. So like pillowcases, the shower, my clothes, and it was just funny, like a joke between me and my husband, like all red everything, and then it just like
Just
the
everywhere.
hashtag
In your
stuff.
showers, probably all over the
Literally.
walls and everything. Like someone got murdered. It's like
Yes,
like,
so
like a Dexter crime scene.
any hotel room, forget
Right.
about it.
Oh,
They're
you
like,
must ruin everything.
yeah,
The
that
towels.
that chick with the red hair was
Oh
definitely
my
here.
God. Yeah.
You can't deny being somewhere.
No,
like,
I
oh, it
can't.
wasn't me.
Yeah.
No, but we follow you on Instagram again, guys. It's all red Eva, and
No,
this is-
that's my snap.
Oh,
It's
what's your
Natalie
what's-
Eva Marie.
Yeah. Oh,
is my
Natalie Eva Marie is
Instagram.
Instagram. We follow you.
And
And
Twitter.
it's just exhausting. Just keeping your whole image together seems exhausting between the gym and the fitness and the hair and the makeup and the contouring and all the other stuff we see you posting all the time.
Yes, with that contour.
Yeah, that's exhausting. No, just that whole other side behind the scenes.
Well, I wouldn't say exhausting because it is my job to make sure that I'm physically fit and able to get down and nasty in the ring. But the only kind of nuisance I would say is the upkeep of the hair, because on social media, there's a lot of critics out there.
Really? Tell us about it.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
So immediately, like as soon as I have a little bit of hair growth, it's like, oh my gosh, Eva Marie, she needs to get her roots
She's
done.
slipping.
It's like,
let me ask you
calm
this.
down,
I'm
like
curious.
relax.
For you, what is the percentage, if you had to break it down, for every 10 tweets or Instagram messages you get, how many are like pervy guys that say something dirty versus people that are haters that say something mean? Like, what is the breakdown of your feedback on social media?
I would say haters outweigh the pervy men, but I have my Red Nation that backs me up like 110.
You got your people,
They
your
pounce.
fans.
Yeah.
They pounce.
And that's
cool.
what's even great. Like when it first started happening, I would be like, oh my gosh, that's so mean. Like I would want to respond. But then now my fan base, my supporters, they just go and pounce back on all the haters. So I'm like, yeah, get them, sick them. Get them. Get them.
Get on it.
Get it.
Maria's here. Total Divas. The season finale coming up. WWE. But I want to know how she got here.
Yeah, how
Rich.
did they, you want to go back to the beginning?
Back to the beginning.
Because it's the first time meeting you.
Yes.
We don't know the story, right?
Yes.
We know you now. But you're a little girl growing up in California. You played. Did you always play soccer? Because we know
Yes.
you played soccer in college and stuff like that. So tell us about it.
Oh, back to the
Tell
beginning.
us about your
Yes.
childhood.
The beginning.
Growing
Yes.
up
Early on.
How you ended up in this strange path in this world.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I am the youngest with 3 older brothers.
Right.
So total jock, tomboy to the fullest, And after college, I graduated. I went to Cal State Fullerton in Southern California. I'm a Bay Area girl. So even moving
Well,
away
hold
was
on. You
like,
skipped a big part. You
Oh,
got 3
did I?
older brothers, right?
Yeah.
Did they try to keep you away from their friends growing up?
oh, of course. Like even in high
Like-
school, like it was back when like cell phones and like didn't exist.
Right.
So if somebody called my parents' house, my brothers would answer and be like, "Oh, you want to talk to Natalie? Is it for homework related?" And they would say no. Then it would be like, "Oh, okay, bye."
Were there were there friends of theirs that you were interested in back then?
Yes.
Oh my God! You know how
Did you? Was there ever something sneaky going on where your brother had no clue, like you were making out with his friend?
I wish. But I was such like that little like, super tomboy. I was wearing like sports bras and wife beaters, like just hanging out with the boys, like
right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have three. I think keep in mind, 3 older brothers. Does make you a bit of a tomboy at that stage of your life.
Yes. So I don't think like I always had like little crushes like on my brother's friends and stuff, but I don't think it was until after or right when I got into college, then my brother's friends were like, "Yo, what's up with your sister?"
Right?
And then I was like, "Oh, hey."
Oh my God, yeah. And they're like your brothers basically cock-blocked their pals, and they're thinking now like, God damn, if I only had a shot. They totally ruined the chance.
They did.
Okay,
and I'm actually glad though that happened, because imagine if like
it could have been awkward.
It could have been weird,
right.
and then now coming over to my parents' house, and I'm like, ooh, that didn't go well.
Are there friends you have, Covino, where if you sized up all your friends, are there any of your friends that you would have let date your sisters?
Hell no.
None of them?
Degenerates I grew up with? No.
Right?
Yeah.
Really? Especially because they're all probably dirty dogs.
Even the guys I liked, no freaking way. No, even my pals, no way. The only guy I know that like his brother made out with my sister one night at a party.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
No.
We didn't even talk about that.
Oh yeah, no, it was one time we had an event with our listeners, and his siblings came out, and my brother and sister came out, and before you know it, my brother and his sister are making out.
Yeah.
We're like,
I think we were drunk or something, so we didn't even care.
We're like, yeah, look at them, and then we're like, this could. Right, well, let's manage
what
this.
happened after?
Nothing.
Anything?
Yeah, nothing.
My brother is sort of like laid back, and he's women take advantage of my brother. He's not aggressive. His sister would have destroyed my brother.
Yeah, actually, he's better off that way. Yeah, because he'd be miserable.
She would have broke my brother.
Right. So okay. So you're growing up, 3 brothers,
yes.
tomboy, sports, and everything.
Totally,
was that your shit? Like
that
sports?
Was sports.
But
all day.
Wrestling too, though.
Well,
was that not your thing?
It wasn't. I mean, we watched it when it was like WWF, and then I shared a room with one of my brothers. We had bunk beds, so we did the whole, shebang. Kids, don't try that at home for sure. But we
in figure fours
doing little like dropping elbows off the top and stuff like that, and building forts and doing the whole thing.
So you're growing up a little tougher than the average girl for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, sure.
Absolutely. You definitely don't want to mess with me. But, right. So that's just kind of how it was all through high school. I mean, I played every sport, but soccer was my prominent sport that I ended up playing in college. And then after I graduated, I didn't do anything with my business degree. I wasn't ready. So I moved to LA, dabbled a little bit in modeling and acting. And then WWE does Diva searches. Yeah. And they came to Los Angeles, and I was like, let me roll the dice right here, because...
Where were you at physically at this point? Were you in shape like you are now?
Yeah,
at this point, you were always
like competition level.
Yeah,
I always.
So you came there prepared, like you were the diva. Like
yes,
here I am. I'm ready.
I was here like this. Right. This job, you need to pick me.
So you had everything but the red hair at that point.
Yes,
okay.
I had jet black hair, and I was just like, oh my goodness, I was missing that competitive edge too, because I'd played a sport my whole life. So I was like, oh my gosh, if I can get this job, I mean, not only do you have to, be able to handle the physicality inside the ring, but then you get to be, dolled up, walk a red carpet, and then WWE did so much with the community. Like I went to Afghanistan, visited the troops, worked with Special Olympics and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, this has everything all infused into one. Let me get this.
You have to get this.
Yeah. So
think about it. It's an opportunity for a woman to, to be tough and sexy. There's a lot of like outlets.
Yes.
In being a WWE diva, I bet.
Absolutely. So I went and I put it all on the table and call back. And then the last thing was a 4-week in-ring, tryout. Fell in love with it the first day. I mean, mind you, I am a failed athlete, so even doing like forward rolls, I was like, what is this?
So you had no preparation, as far as wrestling was concerned. Okay.
No, just like, roughhousing with my brothers, which is like nothing. So it was extremely scary, but I like fell in love with it. And then after the 4 weeks, I got my developmental deal, which basically is move to Orlando, train, with the program NXT, it's the developmental program that WWE has, and hope to get on the main roster, which is Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, WrestleManias, the whole shebang.
Yeah.
A couple weeks after that, so I got that deal, right? A couple weeks later, I get a call and said, can you come to this audition? And they kind of were very vague with like what it was. And I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. I go in, do the whole little thing, like tell my whole life story on a green screen. And lo and behold, 24 hours later, I got a call and said, you know what? You got this reality show, Total Divas, and you're flying out to WrestleMania in 48 hours and you're starting now.
What?
And that's it. And that's how it all
That's
worked
how
out.
it all happened.
Holy shit. And then you're on a TV show. You get the best of like every world. You get to be physically fit and active, what you love already. You get to be a wrestler. Guys love you. Chicks want to be you. You're in the WWE and on TV as a diva on E. So
Can you just follow me around and say that?
he's like
You're
your hype
making me
man.
feel good.
He's
Yeah.
like your hype man.
Yeah,
No,
you
for
are.
real. Yeah, I'll be your hype man. But no, seriously, that's kind of like, you're dipping into two worlds at the same time.
Yeah.
Not only wrestling star, TV star, but like you have your own TV show. Like how cool is that?
And you get to know all the girls, which is interesting because you said that there's that competitive side of you.
Yes.
And I'm always wondering when you guys are all hanging out and you're all palling around, but then storylines will give people the spotlight, and other people have to take a
course.
back seat.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, guys are like this, women are like that. They get competitive and jealous, and and catty. And you see that on the show, but are there been times where you really are hating on someone else, or you feel the hate because because you got opportunities pretty quick, and I'm sure there's a lot of people that said this girl didn't pay her dues.
Of course. Are you kidding me?
That's sort of your story in a way.
Yeah. Like, and in season 1 and 2 of Total Divas, I was definitely like the villain, like kind of the bad girl, like walking in and being like, yes,
Right,
I'm here.
you are
I'm here.
You're a heel though, right?
I
Are
am.
you? Okay,
I
you're
am.
a heel.
I am like, on WWE TV, I am a major bad guy.
Okay.
But when it comes to Total Divas, you're exactly right. Like that all happened because, a lot of people have been training a long time to get to the main roster. And then here's this girl that just kind of comes in and gets it kind of very quickly. But my whole thing is, opportunity knocks in many different ways.
Yeah.
And if you don't take that opportunity and run with it, shame on you.
Yeah.
And you can't really hate on somebody for running with their opportunity. Now, you can hate on somebody if they're lazy or they don't put in work or they're just whatever, then that's something different.
What are your family and friends saying at this point of your career when you're like, all of a sudden you're skyrocketed into this platform? What are they saying to you? Like, holy shit, what are your brothers saying? Everybody.
They're so excited and they're kind of like, wait a minute, what? Is my sister really a wrestler? Like, this shit is crazy.
That's
But, it's awesome. I mean, we just had WrestleMania and my parents and they got to go out there and watch me perform. So, and that's like literally the biggest stage there is. It's our Super Bowl of wrestling.
How many people were there? There was like 100,000 other people
Over
there.
101,000 people.
Unbelievable, huh?
Does it matter that your parents are there? You're performing in front of all these people, but is it a bigger deal because your parents are there watching?
It is.
In some weird way?
It is, because I definitely have that. Trust me, myself and my brothers put my parents through their ringer.
Yes.
So to have them there and like feel proud is definitely something that, is priceless.
Eva Marie, let me ask you this, because I feel like the coolest part about being a wrestler, besides the match itself and getting in there, the ring entrance. I feel like the coolest part. Well, think about it. You got 100,000 people. Any arena that you do in Raw, SmackDown, you got an arena full of 10, 20 plus more.
But you always imagine Howard Finkel.
Well, I would need it to be the Fink. I'm sure that there's other good ring announcers, but I would need like Finkel with his old school, like coming down the aisle.
That's
Like,
how
you
always
you
picture
picture
it like
that.
Of course.
The theme music, the fireworks.
Yep.
That's how fucking
pyro.
dope is that? How dope? You must feel like every time that happens, you must be like, I'm the shit.
Time to run.
Actually, I'm like thinking like, don't trip, don't trip, don't trip. No.
Is that really what's going through my kind of, sort of?
Well, I mean, I walk out in this like crazy robe and, of course, that's definitely crossed through my mind a couple times. Like,
We know you've
keep it
had
together.
injuries. Have you had like embarrassing like moments that are replayed on YouTube somewhere that stand out, or
I mean, I don't think so.
nothing that bad?
No, nothing that bad.
What's
I
the
don't
reaction you get from the guys that you work with in the WWE? Like the other wrestlers, did they take you in?
They do. I mean, initially I was definitely looked at like, oh, who is this girl? Especially coming in so quickly and brand new. And I wasn't really like tied to the business in any way. Like I'm not a generation or anything like that. But now that they know me and
You're self-made, basically, right? So, and wait, were you in a relationship at the time when you?
Yes.
Okay, so it was already.
So I walked in and I put it all on the table. Like, I'm not, because you know how it is. It's
Yeah.
like it's like kind of like a football team and like a cheerleading squad in a sense. Like whoever is brand new, anyone, and plus I have 3 older brothers, so I already know. Like if you're the brand new girl in school, you're gonna holler. Like it's just how it is. Let me see who can hit first.
Right.
In my case, I was already seeing Jonathan, and I put that out there immediately.
Right, let everybody know.
Let everybody know what's up.
So they knew the deal.
There was no like
Weird.
Did-
right.
nothing.
Did Jonathan in the beginning be like, please just don't like have sex with John Cena or something? Was there like, listen, if you're doing it, just don't fuck The Rock? Like, was there was there a little? There had to be a little
discussion.
insecurity at first. Like, listen, if Randy Orton kicks it to you, please resist. Like,
You know what's funny is Jonathan, I don't know like how, because I don't know if roles were reversed, if I could handle it, but he is so secure and so good that
that's what makes you behave yourself.
Yeah,
that's,
because
you know what?
you're like,
yeah,
that
you're
is.
right, because he is so dope that why would I want to mess that up?
Right.
If he was jealous, you probably
and
would
if
have made
he
a
would
mistake.
and if he would
Maybe.
have threw out names.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's
Oh,
the
yeah.
biggest mistake.
If he
You're right.
My last
You're
girlfriend,
so right.
she would throw out this name all the time.
I wish your wife's
I
name
ended up
now.
marrying her because she made her out to be like, like stay like I know that's your
so,
type.
and then in your mind, you're like,
yeah, like, oh yeah, she is kind of
she is.
That's right.
Yeah.
I thought she was hot, but now I know
And the
she's
girl
hot.
you're with sort
She
of
is
just
hot.
she just justified
She
everything you were
justified
thinking.
Everything. So he played it perfectly.
He did.
Yeah.
He didn't throw out any names, nothing.
And plus,
He's
he's
not
a
typical.
yeah,
he's a beastodon
He's
anyway.
a
this guy.
beefcake. He's a
Yeah.
muscle competitor. He's
He
yeah.
is. That's why I'm like, look at him.
Yeah, it's not
Right.
like you were
It's not
dating
too
some
bad.
scrawny guy and then look at him. Yeah,
Oh,
that
yeah.
guy.
Oh, that guy.
Look at that guy.
Yeah.
Look at him. You guys work out together. Does that work?
When you guys
Does that help?
when you guys are intimate together, you ever say like, "Look at our fucking bodies"? Like, you ever be like, "Look at us"? You have
take
extra
a look.
mirror. You must have extra mirrors just for that. Look at us. We're fucking perfect.
Now, tell us about that. Yeah, do you have like butt cheek flex offs?
Look at my abs. Look at
I'm
my
like,
abs. Let's
I
look
don't-
at them together.
I don't think we've crossed that level, but when I go home tonight, maybe I'll
Yeah,
tell him about
that's,
that.
Yeah.
that's you got to think about it. A lot
Honestly,
of people,
most people, the sad truth is, not to sound rude, but most people, 2 people together having sex is probably disgusting because most people are not in shape. You guys are like you as in shape as you get. This is like,
Thank you.
yeah. So congratulations,
Oh my
you've done
gosh!
it.
Do you know how? I hope he's listening because he's probably sitting
hold on,
back.
don't
being
thank him.
like,
What he's saying is he'd love to watch one
That's
day.
not
Oh yeah.
That's. I mean, if you read between the lines,
That's not what I said.
Kind of.
Most people are not attractive.
Right.
I'm
got
like,
it.
wait. Do you know where we live? Is there a video?
Yeah, wait a minute. Where are you? You guys in the valley? Where are you? By the way, I do know. I feel like I know a bit about you only because my wife loves the show. She's always watching Total Divas.
Oh, yay.
And so I feel like it's always on in the background. It's one of those things like it's not only does she watch, but it's one of those like on in the background
Yes.
all the time type of shows.
Of
I don't know if
course.
E just runs it a lot also.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's always on.
It really is. Yeah.
And my wife and I have a French bulldog,
Mm-hmm.
and she loves the fact that she's like all the girls on Total Divas all have French bulldogs, and that's my little pal.
Oh my goodness.
Piper Waffles.
You may have seen her. They have a viral video that has like over 10 million
Yeah,
views.
Oh, really?
By the way, anything we do on this radio show has never come close to the one video where when I gave my wife our French bulldog, I just put it online just to
Yeah.
show our listeners.
Yeah.
And it got on dog sites and people, and it's everywhere. Hold on, let's see.
You probably have seen it, I'm sure, because it's been on every website. He gives her
Yeah.
the dog in her sleep. Like this one has 9 million views.
Oh
He
my god,
surprises
9
her.
million views. Get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, look at this.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave her the little Frenchie when she was sleeping. And I just didn't know if and all of a sudden, almost 9 million people have watched this.
He's the greatest boyfriend ever.
Yeah, I love the comments.
Oh
how
my
I'm
god,
the man.
I bet like people, girlfriends, wives everywhere are playing this video being like, look, why can't you be like him?
What do you got? 2? You got 2 of them, right?
Yeah, I have 2.
So there's Piper.
Oh my god.
So yeah, but I mean, French bulldogs. It sounds so ridiculous, but until I had a French bulldog, I was okay on dogs. I've
Yeah.
had dogs. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. French bulldogs. I tell people, I'm like, you fall in love with these little
You
things.
do.
I don't know what it is about it.
I know.
It's such a special type of little dog, isn't it?
It is. I convinced Jonathan. I'd been like trying, for probably a year. Like, please, and he's no. Finally, we found these 2, and he only wanted 1. So I got him.
He-Man and Minnie, right?
He-Man and Minnie. So I finally got him to say yes to 1, but they're brother and sister, and like I wanted to keep them
Yeah.
together, and same litter mates, and
What's he gonna do? Say no, and then you're gonna be unhappy.
I
and
know.
You wanted him.
Happy wife, happy life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He did the right thing. He did the right thing there for sure.
I mean, honestly, I love this dog.
So,
It's
No,
amazing.
he's seriously, he is like a changed man because he's so in love with these dogs.
I must love them.
Well,
there's
same
been-
thing happened to Rich. He wasn't a dog guy. Now
And
he's
then
all
I
about
love
it.
this dog. Do they sleep with you?
Okay.
And do they snore?
Yeah,
And do they
they do.
fart a lot?
They do.
fart, rancid farts and snore.
I know.
Well, that's cool because your husband could blame it on the dogs.
No. So he walks by me in the kitchen and he was like, "Oh my god!" And I was like, "Calm down. Like
It's
it's the dog. Okay, chill." Like,
Also, you blame it on the dog. I get it. Okay. No, but it's true. It's true. Rich is all about the dogs, man. All about it. And you have two. So, he makes these sacrifices for you. He only wanted one.
Yes.
What are some other things that you request or demand in a relationship? Like, I bet you there's a lot of guys that are like, oh, man, what I would do for Eva Marie. Like, are there things
What
about
make-
you
yeah,
that
what's
we don't
diffi-
know?
what's difficult
what makes
about you?
difficult?
Or are you just perfect?
I wish.
Yeah, there's gotta be
if
something.
Jonathan was here, he'd be like, "Oh, let me tell
Yeah.
you, I got like 20 things."
Yeah, why is he a saint? Because he puts
Jonathan's
up
a
with
saint
what?
because
Are
he
you
puts up with
messy?
me.
Your hair dye. We already heard about this. Hair dye everywhere. That shit would drive me crazy.
Well, we were just talking about this with Jose last night. So, Jonathan is like OCD neat freak, like crazy, like
Right.
to the point of like almost annoyance.
No, that's
I-
it. Guys have spots for their things. Women think like
He's annoying
Everywhere.
where like if I put a cup down and it's not right, like he would be that guy that like
yes.
moves
I,
it.
I do this
Okay?
as well.
You're talking to two of us.
We're OCD guys too, where my wife will put down a cup and then 2 minutes later she's like, "Where's my cup?" And I had already
Yes,
put in the sink
that
and cleaned.
is-
Yeah.
that's how Jonathan is, and I'm like,
like,
oh
well,
my
why'd you
god,
leave it?
why
Here's
did
the
you like
Why'd you leave it out?
Yeah. No, that's totally Jonathan.
So you're messy.
I'm
So basically you're messy.
I am.
Hey, did you take over the sinks? Like both sinks, all your shit are in the sinks.
I thought.
Oh, you know what it is? I figured it
you know what I thought?
out. I know
I
what it
thought
is.
double sinks meant like this one's mine, this one's yours. I didn't know this one was hers, and this one was like storage.
Yes.
Totally.
Like yeah,
Exactly.
like,
No,
like an
I know.
iron and a hair dryer's in one of them.
Talking to Natalie Eva Marie. She travels a lot. She's
Yes.
always on the road, so she probably comes back with suitcases
Yep.
and never unpacks.
Yeah.
And her
Yeah.
shit's everywhere. Hair rollers and hair shit. Shoes and
now
boots.
we know you.
That's
Oh
it.
no,
That's it.
that's totally me.
Suitcase all over the place. I bet you.
Do you know that he stubbed his toe like 2 days ago and was like, God, oh my, like wanted to-
Suitcase?
yeah.
Put away your suitcase.
My wife does the same thing. She travels a lot too. And I'll tell you what, here's what happens. A guy like him, a guy like us, we clean up. You're gone, and we clean up the house, and we sit back at night and watch TV, and we feel so good about the house being perfect.
Oh my God.
Every pillow's positioned perfect. And
is
you
it.
come home, and you kick your shoes off, and you leave your shit everywhere, and that's it. That's her.
That's
her.
that's
it.
totally. And then he always is like, why when you come home it's like the Tasmanian devil, like why this place was spotless and it was great, and then you come here and now it's like
Hilarious.
but you love me.
We do,
Yeah,
we do.
exactly.
You know,
And
and that's us
it.
as men. We love women at the end of the
And
day.
that's how you know. And we put up with
And-
it, and
and
it's it's
you
all
always
worth it.
point out the bathroom trash can. A guy may like, I don't know, every like week or so there might be, I don't know, a little piece of tissue, toilet paper, or a little like maybe
Yeah.
like a Q-tip or something.
Yeah.
It's like overpiled every day with cotton balls
And hair
and this
balls.
and
Hair
hair
balls.
like hair from
Imagine
yeah,
my
oh
hair
my
too.
God.
It's like, oh my goodness. And I blame it too.
Products too, huh? Like everywhere, just lotions and creams.
And you must get tons of free shit, so you just have stuff everywhere. So that's the downside.
That is the downside.
But whatever. Every guy, a lot of guys deal with the same shit, right?
I think we all do.
Yeah. So you know what? Tell us. You know, we talk about your relationship too, and if you follow her on Instagram, you see them working out together and doing their thing. How much time does it really take to achieve this and achieve his ripple pecs, and like how much time do you guys really spend in the gym, or is it at this point maintenance? Like, did you already because you had that foundation kind of already?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of, I would say, maintenance, you know, and sometimes if we want to, you know, step it up a little bit, it's more like
But it's
diet.
every,
we love food.
but is it every day? Every day you're
It
at the
is
gym.
usually, I mean, definitely 5 days a week.
5 days a
For
week,
sure.
2
tough.
rest days.
It's tough on the road because sometimes, you know, like tired and different time zones. Like I'm going to the UK on Saturday, so it's going to be interesting how I'm going to like work that out. But, you know, you got to make it happen because I do wrestle in basically nothing.
Hey, do all these fitness
Yeah, that's
chicks-
true. I mean, and
Well,
think
yeah,
about
so
And
that.
on
that's
TV. So
Yeah.
I
Perfect.
mean,
Yeah, crystal clear TV nowadays.
yeah, exactly.
Can't hide any-
HDTV,
Yeah.
like damn.
Look at that.
Even better hit the
He's
gym.
doing push-ups with
you on his back.
And you know, I'm not the lightest thing, so he's definitely getting it right there.
So I got to ask you this, since you're killing it
By the
right
way,
now.
when Jonathan met you,
Yeah.
you said this is before all of this, right?
Yes.
So-
Well, it was actually I met him right before my 4-week tryout.
Oh,
and
shit.
when I met Jonathan, he's a big nerd. He worked for Blizzard Entertainment, the gaming company.
Mm-hmm.
So talk about total video game. Like, he's a gamer big time, where it's like
So you put
concerning
up with
sometimes.
that. Yeah, he's
Yes.
playing
Exactly.
playing video games all day.
So, yeah, there you go.
Right.
There's his downfall.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, babe, no, I just got to beat this level. I'm
It
like,
equals
what?
out.
Hello, I'm here.
Right.
What? Talk
Oh.
to me. But he's just, yeah.
So
but-
basically, you could come strutting in wearing something sexy. Like, how does this look? And he's like, one more level.
I don't think it would go that far.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he would
Yeah.
toss. I think he would toss the controller and be like,
Okay, that's
"Excuse
good
me,
to hear.
what?"
Good, good to hear.
Oh, so you're saying you met him right when this
Yes.
was all started?
So I met him 3 weeks before my 4-week tryout, and I remember still telling him like, "Hey, because this was just like we were just dating. We'd probably gone on like maybe 2 dates, and I told him, I was like, just so you know, I'm about to try out to be a WWE diva, and if I do get it, I'll be moving to Orlando in 3 months." And he kind of looked at me like, what? Like, yeah, right. Like, he kind of thought I was kidding, and like, yeah, not really.
Yeah.
And then look at us now.
Oh, he wasn't going to leave you. He wasn't going to leave you after he got to know you, huh?
He wasn't.
Hey, is it cool for him that you are on video games? Being that he's
Yes.
a gamer, it must be cool for him to be like, oh, there you are.
He was actually really excited when my first action figure came out, and he was just
Yeah.
like,
Is that the coolest?
is, like,
what's the coolest
amazing.
perk for you? Because of the success. Like, I can't believe that. Or
I think an action figure, because
that
like,
has to be.
I mean, when you're young, like whether you're a girl or a boy, you're playing either with G.I. Joes or Barbies.
Yeah.
And so I kind of feel like I'm a G.I. Joe and a Barbie and fused into one.
Yeah,
Right?
Spot. Can you get the old school WWF wrestling ring when it was WWF?
Oh, that shit was so dope.
This is, yeah. You're 5+ years younger than us, but when I was a kid, there was a wrestling commercial remember the rest of those big rubber wrestling figures? Your older brothers probably had them.
Yeah.
They if you threw it at one of your siblings, you could
my sister
kill
threw
them
Big
possibly.
John Stud at me. Big John Stud weighed like
The
12
Andre the
pounds.
Giant one was
Yeah.
monstrous.
Yeah.
But hold on, Spot. Do you have
That's
that?
got to be cool. I'm thinking so many different things. We're talking to Eva Marie from Total Divas. The finale's coming up, guys. Tuesday the 19th. Girls must look up to you like, holy shit, superhero, right? Little girls must look at you like superhero. So you got all this responsibility. You're kind of like a role model, right, to little girls in some way. No, you don't think so?
A little bit.
A little bit.
A little
but then I'm
bit.
thinking like teenage boys and boys that like you. Like we were talking about the other day, like our sweatpant boner moments growing up. Like, and all the people that, along the way growing up. Like you are that girl probably for so many teenage kids. Does that bug you out when you think about that?
Little
mean,
boys,
when you
their first weird crushes on
Without
you.
a doubt.
When
You're making it feel some weird way, I bet.
When you put it that way, it may be a little bit weird.
Without a doubt.
Maybe, but
Yeah, when you said teens first sweatpant boner, maybe that's a little weird.
Remember I said Elvira back in the day for me.
Elvira.
We're talking about this. A lot of guys are probably like, especially looking back, they're gonna be like, yo, Eva Marie when she hit the scene, oh my God,
Yeah.
that's amazing. I hopefully,
You're definitely that person. That's awesome. But I want to know, again, you're already doing what you set out to do, okay?
Yeah.
But I want to know, what's next? Because we've seen the career path of a lot of these celebrities in wrestling, movies, and
Totally.
action star. There's not a lot of, women action stars. Could you be that person? Do you want it? Is that even
absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes. That's where it's at. That's where I want to go. I want to build my brand kind of like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did.
Right.
How he brought, WWE into Hollywood and Hollywood into WWE. And I don't really feel like there has been a female WWE superstar to do that yet.
No.
And
Those open.
And I think All Red Everything is about to take over and do that.
That's the shit. So do you reach out to like The Rock for advice? Like do you say,
Of
hey, I want to
course.
meet with
He's-
you and have a meeting or
Oh
just
yeah,
talk to you?
he's so I met him a year ago, and from there he mentors me on literally anything that I have questions on.
That's so cool.
He's been kind of like, the little ace in my pocket, which I'm really thankful for.
That's
We
awesome.
were saying he might be the most charismatic guy on earth.
I
like,
think so. I
like,
don't
he-
think I've met anybody that does not like him.
He just seems like the type of guy that everyone loves, right? Who doesn't like The Rock? Do you know anyone that's like, yeah, I don't like The Rock?
No.
Okay, so then I
And
gotta
if
ask
they
you
do
this.
say that, it's
then
called
you don't like them.
hater.
Yeah. Then they're assholes.
And he has
anyway.
French bulldogs.
I know,
Does he?
right?
Yeah,
he does.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hysterical. So how do you make that happen then? You continue kicking ass. You continue
Yes.
doing a good job and marketing yourself right.
Mm-hmm.
But
One of her products, I think. Are you involved with Flavor God at all?
I
or no?
am.
Yeah, that's why I use
I
that
love
shit every
it.
day.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yes.
which
is
one
it-
is that?
It's
a
like
seasoning.
it's like
Oh,
a
that's
seasoning.
it.
Yeah, the
You
flavor.
gave me that. Yeah, yeah.
And there's a million different flavors. It's like phenomenal.
So again, building the brand,
Linking up
building
with
the
products.
profile,
Yeah.
taking your profile next level. But how do you make it happen? What are you doing to push that forward? Are you writing? Are you looking at scripts? Are you meeting
Of
with
course.
producers?
Yeah, I'm going on auditions.
All that
and,
shit all the time.
All the time. And like, little things tend to happen. Like, I got lucky enough to, meet with Dwayne and talk with him. And then I got to meet his agent. And that whole story kind of is phenomenal. Things happen for a reason and timing is everything. And like I told my husband, I was just like, oh my gosh, if I could just get in front of Dwayne's agent, that would be amazing, And lo and behold, I did. And
of course.
So, now it's just, meeting with producers and going on the auditions, reading for scripts and stuff like that.
That's the next hustle.
No,
that's the
and,
next
and you know it'll happen.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we're so happy for you.
Thank you.
Would you dye your hair for a good role?
For the right one.
For the right role, yeah.
Absolutely. But I think this red one needs to be in a marble for sure, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Or
Absolutely.
DC, something.
Yeah.
Not bad.
That's
Well-
kind of the goal.
Well, when it happens, come back. We'll
Absolutely.
talk about it. It was so nice to meet you finally.
Thank
Guys,
you.
follow her on Twitter and Instagram, Natalie Eva Marie. Snapchat, all red Eva. What do we see on the Snapchat? Are you doing the filters and stupid
Everything,
faces?
Just
Everything?
my frenchies.
Flexing.
By the way, that's how like
Straight flexing on the snap.
Flexing.
it's just. By the way, there's so the filters are just so.
They're so
fun.
out of
They're just so
control.
fun.
They
like,
are.
Just before, like I went out to get breakfast and I was like, Covino, what do you want? He goes, I'll snap you my request, and he has like the fat face. He's like, I'll take a sausage, egg, and cheese, like
Or something.
or something.
Wait, hey,
Oh
Spot,
my
do
God.
we follow her on Snapchat?
You better.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yes.
we're
You
gonna
better.
do.
You better get on that right now.
All right, guys.
Come
hey,
on.
Send her some love and support, and we're looking forward to whatever's next in her life and career. And guys, Total Divas season finale, April 19th, 9 p.m. on E. It's Natalie Eva Marie.
Oh,
everybody.
thank you guys so much.